G'day legends, welcome back. If you're watching this video, you probably already know that Colombia is way cheaper than most countries. Like I said in a previous video of mine, it's even cheaper than Ethiopia. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you the 7 top cheapest things that every time I see, till this day, after 2 years living here, I still can't believe. After watching this, you're gonna really understand how much further your dollar can go here. My name is AK Joel. I've been living in Medellin, Colombia for almost 2 years, and on my channel, I show you how you can improve your quality of life by moving here. And with that said, let's get into number 7 on the list as we're gonna be counting down to number 1. And number 7 is food. So there's 3 different options here. So I'm gonna tell you about the price range for all 3 types. The most expensive type of food that you would get here is probably a sit-down dinner at a nice restaurant in the most expensive part of town, being El Poblado. If you go and eat out there, you would probably be looking to spend about $20. If you had a drink and an entree, it's maybe gonna be $30 per person, but that's on the expensive side. You can probably even find stuff from $15 to $20 at a nice sit-down restaurant for a dinner. And what about a regular lunch? Also at a sit-down restaurant, you could probably find something from between $5 to $7 for a nice big plate of food that's gonna fill you up. And the cheapest option is called Menu del Dia, or Menu of the Day, which is what a lot of the locals eat. Depends on which area you are. These will range from about $3 to $5. You'll get a juice, dessert, you'll get a soup, you'll get the main course, which is usually like a piece of meat or beans or whatever, and a salad and rice and plantain. Pretty big, fills you up at only $3-4. And the beauty of food being so cheap, guys, is that it's not like in the States where all the junk food is super cheap. Like you get 4,000 chicken nuggets for $2, but 3 pieces of lettuce for $300. Here, you can get even healthy food for very cheap. You can in turn live a much healthier lifestyle for a fraction of the price. And that brings us to number 6 on the list. And this goes hand in hand with food, but it can also apply to a range of other things, but that is delivery. So in many other countries, delivery can cost you $5, $10, $15, right? But here, if you get something delivered, it can be as low as $1 or $2. And what's more, there's an app in Colombia called Rappi, and I use that to get all my groceries and food delivered to the apartment. I even get electronics and stuff sometimes. And if you get a membership of, I believe it's $5, $6 a month, delivery is free. So this really improves your quality of life, because if you're like me and you work a lot and you kind of lose focus if you have to leave the house and come back. If ever I run out of things like batteries or whatever, I just order it and it's here within minutes and basically costs me nothing. And that brings me to number 5 on the list, and that requires me to jump on the computer here and actually show you guys, because you're gonna be surprised. Number 5 on the list is internal flights. So if you're from a country like me, Australia, for me to go from one side, the east coast of Australia, to the west coast of Australia, Melbourne to Perth, for you guys who know, that can sometimes cost $600 return trip. Crazy, right? Let's check out how much it costs here in Medellin. A famous city you guys know is Cartagena. Let's say September 5th, that's in about a week from now, one way. So you can see, guys, how cheap it is here. This deal is $48. And we can even check out some other cities here like Bogota, the capital of Colombia. There's flights from as low as $27. About $30 to $40 you can go from Medellin to most cities in Colombia. And that's great because it adds so much more variety to your life. You can do those little weekend getaways, see more of the country, and it's not gonna cost you an arm and a leg. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It's only gonna take you a fraction of a second. It helps my channel grow and also helps me bring you more awesome videos just like this one. Now, let's get into number 4 on the list. And this is one of my personal favorites, honestly, and something I could never afford to do in Australia, mainly because I didn't have the time. And if I had the time, I couldn't be justified spending so much money on all these things. And that is activities and classes. They're so affordable here in Colombia. Some of these things I do every week. Singing classes will cost you $9. Dancing classes will cost you $5. Spanish classes will cost you $10 or less. Tennis classes, $6. Boxing classes, $8. Immediately you can see how many more interesting things you can do, how much more active you can be, just because it's so much more affordable here. Hands down, my favorite thing about living in Medellin. My life is so varied now because I can be doing all these things and have a regular schedule of different things every day. And I could be so much more of a well-rounded person. Before I get into number 3, guys, I want to tell you about something you don't want to be cheap on, and that's buying flowers for your loved one on Colombian Valentine's Day, or as they call it, the Day of Love and Friendship, which is actually coming up very soon, September 16th. So today we're supporting local businesses. A mate of mine actually, he owns a flower shop in Medellin and he sells these bouquets of 100 roses, all these heart-shaped boxes. And for you guys watching this video, he's gonna give you 10% off. So if that's something you're interested in and you wanna get some brownie points from your lady, check out the link in the description. And now we're into the top 3. And guys, let me promise you that the next 3 things are really gonna show you how much better your quality of life can become by moving to Colombia. So number 3 on the list is something that everybody hates doing. And if you don't hate doing it, you're crazy. Laundry, cleaning. Do you like doing that? I hate doing that. Back in Australia, I would dread having to wash stuff, forget about it. It smells bad because it's been wet, and then I gotta wash it again. I'd have to wash my clothes like 12 times before it was ready, and then I gotta hang it up. I didn't have time for that, and now I don't do it because here it's actually very affordable to have a maid come to your house 2-3 times a week. And they come at about 9 in the morning and they can stay until 3-4. In that time, it's a set price. It can be about $20 a session, sometimes 15, depending on exchange rate and who you choose. They can do all the cleaning. They can even do your laundry and even do cooking. I normally just get her to cook some vegetables and rice and some beans or some lentils and say package it all away, and that's my food sorted for the rest of the week. That's so much more time that's freed up for me that I can concentrate on doing more important things like making awesome videos for you guys. All right, number 2. Only 2 to go, guys. Are you sad this video is over? I'm pretty sad. This is a fun one to write up and make because some people might not have been to Colombia. They'll be looking at this and be like, oh my God, that cost how much? I can get a maid, I can do this, I can do these classes. So it's pretty exciting to show you guys the life that I've been living over the last couple of years and why I enjoy it so much. That being said, number 2 is public transport and especially Uber. Everybody takes Uber here. I made a video a couple of videos back saying that Uber is illegal. It's actually unregulated, but within the city, everybody takes it, and I've never seen anyone get in trouble. I actually got pulled over once by transit cops, and they knew that I was in Uber, and they didn't do anything anyway. So I don't think anyone really cares, but it's kind of a gray area. But anyway, what a long introduction. Long story short, Uber trips are cheap. I take about 5, 6, 10 Ubers every week. I don't pay any more than $5 for the longest trip of half an hour. Usually my Uber trips average about $2, $3 one way. So that immediately allows me to do so many more things. And here we are, number 1. This one is really gonna shock you guys by how cheap it is, and that is something that you guys are really going to feel in the US because you don't have public health insurance. In Australia, we have public health insurance, so we're cool. But in the US, this is something that can take all your savings and more and really send you bankrupt maybe. So healthcare, how much does this cost in Colombia? The full bells and whistles healthcare here, which is called Sura, that only costs $100 a month. There's more affordable options. You guys can do a search of that, but that's one of the best ones that I've heard many expats using, and that's only $100 a month, which is much cheaper than most options that you'll get in the US. Bear in mind, guys, that these healthcare offers are only available to you if you have a cedula. You can only get that if you have a long-term visa. If you want to hear about more amazingly cheap things in Colombia and see really how far your dollar can go, check out this video because we do a full breakdown of Andy's living expenses. He spends $2,000 a month and lives like a king. So to see how you can do that too, check out this video.